I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
This is a beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet. 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
Floyd Money Mayweather was once the epitome of boxing success and financial prowess, but recent revelations suggest a very different story. Stephen A. Smith is now questioning the stability of Mayweather's empire. Could the undefeated champion be facing his toughest opponent yet, financial ruin? Let's break down the $42 million scandal that's shaking the boxing world.
The $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we on ESPN. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. It's close to 15 million. You're right, it's close to 15 million.
And you don't drive them?
No.
Floyd Mayweather has spent years branding himself as the highest paid athlete on the planet, often boasting about $100 million paydays every time his name hits the headlines.
Yes, she did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
But now, one voice from the fight world is tearing that entire narrative apart. Former UFC title contender and analyst Jill Sonnen is calling it one of the greatest illusions in sports marketing, suggesting that Mayweather's so-called 9-figure fight checks might have been nothing more than smoke and mirrors.
Coined this phrase, fake news.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? What does that even mean? You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. People were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And I go, it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. This isn't, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the check.
So while Mayweather flashed watches, jets, and bank slips, the hard financial proof, according to Sonnen, never actually surfaced. There was no broadcast partner, no third-party verification, just headline.
Ever puts that press release and sends it out?
What?
Never has a company that's publicly traded had an executive back those numbers. They're all lies.
This raises a brutal question. Was Mayweather's empire built on actual checks or just hype, ego, and PR magic? Sonnen isn't alone either. With financial lawsuits, unpaid jewelry bills, and a crypto scam lawsuit haunting his name, the money brand seems to be leaking from all sides. Floyd Mayweather has always been the face of untouchable wealth in boxing, the man who turned luxury into a lifestyle, turning his nickname Money into an entire identity. But behind the private jets and million-dollar shopping sprees, the cracks in that image are beginning to show, and they are showing faster than anyone expected. Mayweather may be broke, but no one is openly saying it yet, except his old rivals. Even Oscar de la Hoya, a longtime rival turned reluctant supporter, couldn't ignore what's unfolding. De la Hoya, who has often defended Mayweather in public, was recently forced to admit the reality.
You have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Coming from a promoter who knows both sides of boxing's business, De La Hoya's words weren't just criticism, they sounded more like a financial obituary. The jewelry lawsuit, asset rumors, and a long line of exhibition fights are all signs that Mayweather's so-called billion-dollar empire isn't as bulletproof as the public believed. And the fact that De La Hoya, someone who once stood on the opposite side of the ring, is now offering sympathy instead of rivalry speaks louder than any bank statement. But the irony in all of this is that Mayweather didn't stay silent either. While De La Hoya publicly paints a picture of sympathy, Floyd made sure the world remembered the real business history between them. When it comes to money and loyalty, Mayweather has long hinted that De La Hoya wasn't exactly the cleanest operator behind closed doors.
We helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in a sport of boxing.
For a man who built his reputation on flaunting wealth, this wasn't just about Canelo or old business. Mayweather hinted at a pattern of hidden deals, unspoken payouts, and financial games behind the scenes, the same financial games now surfacing in lawsuits, unpaid debts, and quiet asset sales. And it's not just financial experts and retired champions raising eyebrows at Mayweather's empire. Even fighters from his own generation and opponents who stood across from him have started pulling the mask off. Logan Paul, who shared the ring with Mayweather, is still chasing a payday that, according to him, mysteriously vanished after the fight. And his frustration didn't hold back any punches.
I got paid, just not in full. Like, there's a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no jet. What the fuck, dude? I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The art is happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last thing you...
A court case, missing millions, and another crack in the Money Mayweather brand. What started as a boxing exhibition ended with a financial hunt. And Logan isn't the only name hinting that the numbers behind Floyd's fortune might not be adding up. When even the fighters are forced to chase their payouts through the courtroom, it leaves one question off the table. Is Mayweather's financial empire already running on fumes? But even as Logan Paul moved forward with his lawsuit claiming Mayweather never paid his full share for their fight, Floyd didn't stay silent. Instead, he responded in classic Mayweather fashion, flipping the blame back onto the business and brushing the whole scandal off like it was nothing more than loose change.
Right away, just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table is turned. Right. You know, look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights, 7, 8 years ago, I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss, Mayweather said. So they hate when the table is turned, right? You know, look how many years they've been owing us money. Well, we don't have a trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life. Mayweather's calm dismissal painted the lawsuit as nothing more than routine business, but the timing told a different story. From unpaid opponents to jewelers filing lawsuits and rumors of asset sales, Floyd's financial fortress seems to be facing pressure from every direction. And no amount of smart moves can hide the growing list of people still waiting to be paid. Logan's breakdown pulls back the curtain on a business strategy most fans never see. 4 years, Mayweather wasn't just making money inside the ring, he was controlling the money around it. From scooping up entire ticket sections before they hit the public to flipping them for massive profits, Floyd's hustle extended far beyond fight night.
He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's why, in part, he makes so much money, because whereas a normal promotional company will take 30%, he is that. And so oftentimes for his fights, before the tickets can go on sale to the public, or like right as they go on sale, he'll buy a whole wing, a whole section, and then he'll sell them at a higher price, marked up, so he can make, you know,
like all the floor seats. He takes all of them.
All of them, 3, 4, 5x, and it's part of his business.